team ban. Radiant team ban.
Who will take the first series in the upper division of the second season of Western European DPC? We're going to find out because we're heading to a Game 3 between Tundra Esports and Hellbear Smashers. And we're going to find out which one of these teams is the strongest one. And we should also be in the draft. I'm here with BSJ and Odie Pixel. And Game 3, surely everything, the best parts of both games come together here, Owen.
Yeah, I hope so. I think, you know, after we saw, you know, Game 2, in which I think, you know, Tundra did clearly have a better draft. You know, Hellbear Smashers were still able to bring quite a fight to them in the mid-game. You know, it wasn't a walk in the park for Tundra. Hellbear Smashers had some solid showing, and Rasmus doing it on a hero that had been nerfed and wasn't quite able to have the impact that maybe you would have hoped for in the laning stage because of those nerfs. So I think definitely a chance for Hellbear Smashers to be able to step it up and really give Tundra a good shot here, but I think it is going to be dependent on just making sure that they can kind of slow down the start for Skeeter, really. You know, if Skeeter's able to get sort of a good lane, I think he sort of carries this series these games every time.
Yeah, and we had both teams banning out the Doom in the previous 2 games. Sees the light of day this time around, and the same thing goes for the Grimstroke. Also banned both games so far, and now also here picked up by the Hellbear Smashers. This is it is already looking very different, Brian, from the first 2 games we saw. We will see Tundra go again for the gyrocopter. We saw that earlier on Fada as a position 5. I would imagine that's going to be the same thing this time around.
Yeah, Grimstroke got a bunch of numbers buffs. Doom kind of got a small rework on what makes the hero in the laning stage. 5 base armor. We talked about it earlier. That is insane for a hero like Doom, who's traditionally been super low armor. I think people are going to run him as a 3. I can't really imagine him being a 2 or a support. So I'm looking forward to really seeing like how they make use of the hero, because he's very different, even though he does the same stuff. So Gyrocopter, on the other hand, I don't think it was the reason they lost game 1. So I think they're perfectly fine running it back. They do go for the Wraith King again. Is this just Ace feeling like, I don't know, this hero got nerfed, I think, pretty significantly. With the Abyssal nerf, the Swift Blink nerf. I mean, this hero used to be running at you with 700 move speed, or sorry, blinking at you with 700 move speed, and an Abyssal Blade, and now it's just not nearly the same potency. Also, Rapier getting nerfed hurt Wraith King a lot too, so kind of surprised they're willing to pick it up this early.
Yeah, and this is the 3rd game in a row that Ace will play it. I was hoping to see something different.
No, I think maybe just the Doom getting through tempted them again, right? He's got this carry that, you know, he's got a bit of an answer to being doomed in the sense that he's going to be back for a 2nd round. And it is Ace's most comfortable carry pick, you know, last patch, pretty much most played as for Hellbear Smashers in their games.
I think it's really important that you either pick 3 really good Doom targets or 3 really bad Doom targets. Meaning that I'm fine if they want to pick Wraith King as long as their other 2 cores are not exactly doomable, because then they'll just never doom the Wraith King.
I mean, what heroes are up there, do you think, on sort of the don't care about
the Razors, Death Prophets, heroes that like push 2 spells, and then if they happen to get doomed afterwards, it's fine.
Okay.
Those are the ones that initially come to mind. They ban out the Timber Saw, so that's more of like a laning-centric focus on countering the Doom early to mid-game. But yeah, the thing is, I don't feel like what is going to make Doom good again is not only that they changed him, but like I named the heroes that are good against Doom. They were really strong last patch. You know, Death Prophets and Razors. They both got nerfed, so maybe not so much.
It will be interesting to see, because both teams did ban it out first phase previous games, so they obviously know something that is super strong about it, and yeah, it could just be that all his counters are nerfed, and we'll see the true power coming out here from the Doom in this 3rd game. Same thing can be said for the Grimstroke though, but Grimstroke, yes, been buffed on the numbers, but mostly credited for the shard change. But when we saw it last time around, the team was already doing good before the 20-minute mark, so it will be interesting to see if they get to the point where the shard's actually going to be picked up. As they ban out a Medusa, one of the ranged cores.
Yeah,
That seems very strong.
I really want to see these range cores come into play. Medusa, I think, is really nice against
10
Wraith King
seconds remaining.
because you don't really invest
Dire team
anything
back.
on his first life. You can kind of poke him down from afar, and it's really awkward for him to ever commit on to. If you imagine fighting into a Dusa with a Doom behind, very few heroes in lineup combos can deal with that. You know, you can't bring down the Medusa fast enough, then one of your crucial heroes is going to get doomed. A lot of counter initiation with the
10 seconds
gyrocopter as a
remaining.
support. If they can have that beefy person in front, because
5
Doom, he's
seconds
tanky,
remaining.
but you actually don't want him to get initiated onto. So if they have that dangler, as I think
Radiant
Kyle will
team
refer to
back.
it in the game, it'll work out nicely. And they've also banned the PL, whose shard got buffed. I don't know, man.
What is the shard now?
The shard, so the shard makes it so it lances a second target, but the illusion from the lances does 70% damage, as opposed to the 20% that it does
seconds
by
remaining.
default. So
Mm.
supports legitimately die just
Yeah.
to the lance, which is
5
pretty
seconds remaining.
stupid. It was already good, I thought. It did 50% damage prior to this patch, and they just said, give it another 20%, and we'll be good on that. So a lot of PLs are pretty much picking up the shard right away, right
Yeah.
at the 20-minute mark.
And we already saw a couple of PLs, like for example at the major, it was already a good hero then.
Radiant team
So-
pick.
Interesting. Enigma banned out by Tundra as their last ban. They also banned out the Phoenix, so we're gonna see Tofu on something else this game. He might be the one playing the Grimstroke though, although would you want to play it for 5 or 4 Grimstroke? I know it can be played as a core as well, but don't really want to see that.
I think it's good as a 5
10
here,
seconds
just because it's a good lane partner with Wraith King. Wraith King loves to leave the lane, and we saw what
5
they did with the
seconds
Phoenix, where you
remaining.
just give the lane to somebody else.
Dire team
Could they
pick.
potentially run a mid? Is that possible?
On the mid Grim?
Yeah.
I think with the buffs, absolutely. I think we'll definitely, maybe not here, but we'll see teams in this league playing Grim mid,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
They go for the Lion, not nearly as enticing as last game. Last game, you picked Lion, they had a puck. You know,
10
clear idea
seconds
why you
remaining.
need that instant disable. Here, you don't really have that hero.
5
And so far,
seconds
I'm thinking
remaining.
you just got to pick heroes that preemptively push their buttons, because you're dealing with Doom and Lion. So I really emphasize the Death Prophets and Razor archetype of
Radiant
heroes.
team pick.
Oh, there you go. Push buttons and you're done. They're perfect. Push W, push R. Leshrac does 80% of his damage already.
Yep.
That fits perfectly.
Doesn't matter if he's doomed afterwards, he's still fine.
And
Unless he gets jumped.
we do still have Oracle in the pool, right?
Yes.
So they could get that for Tofu.
10
I think that's always going to be
seconds
appealing when you have something like a Lesh. You've got to keep this man
5
alive.
seconds remaining.
And there's there's good burst and a lot of heavy damage that's going to be coming out.
Dire
And I
team
guess another
pick.
target, as you say, especially if they're able to keep him alive. Another target that doesn't mind being doomed, as Brian says, if he gets the spells out and he's being healed and kept alive by a false promise, then he's still going to get his job done.
Go for the Oracle, man. You need
Yeah.
to save.
It's gonna
They
be-
are so invested in killing you at the very start of the fight. I think you have to go for a
10
save.
seconds
I think
remaining.
Pudge.
If you want to be, I love
That is the save. There you go.
5
busted.
seconds
We've been,
remaining.
we've seen earlier this 10-second cooldown on Dismember save with the ridiculous range that it has with the Ether Lens. Teams
I'm actually
teams
dead
are going to
serious.
start picking it up.
I'm actually dead serious.
Teams are gonna
I
start
think
picking
they
Pudge.
might pick Pudge here. It would be so, like, imagine getting doomed and then he just eats you.
I mean, absolutely, it's brilliant.
Wait, how does it work with Leshrac's ult? Do you still, like, go while
Not
you're
that I-
inside of the Pudge? Are you still ulted while you're inside the
There
Pudge?
were spells before where it did work that you were still kicking
Yeah.
out the effect whilst you're eating,
Oh,
but I gotta
come
imagine.
Come on,
Team
Hellbear
spells
Smashers, do it. Oh, that's not a save.
That's not a save.
What are you
not
guys
an Oracle.
doing?
Disappointing.
I'm incredibly disappointed. Jenkins, if he were here too, he'd be incredibly
Radiant
upset.
I mean,
Team
there's
back.
still a chance offlane Pudge is absolutely
I
must.
feel
And
like it's still
Rasmus,
too
he's a
weak in
Pudge
lane.
player. You don't think you could?
The problem is they don't see the carry hero, so you might. Oh, they already banned her. I was gonna say you might just get Ursa, but they banned the Ursa. They're setting up for the
The
Pudge.
Rasmus Pudge.
They're setting up
yes.
for it.
I want to see it. Everyone
Just
wants
ban
to see it.
Ursa, ban
10
Slark,
seconds
Pudge. Boom.
Let's see if they do. I mean,
I'm hoping for it.
5
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
seconds
if
Rasmus
they,
remaining.
if they
do it.
don't pick Pudge, Tundra's gonna win. you
that
know?
would mean 9 Leshrac. I
Dire
think we're
team
okay with
back.
that, right?
I think 9's definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you give him the Lesh. It's fine. I think you can even do 3 Grim.
I mean,
Or
it could
Pudge.
be, yeah, no, actually, Rasmus could be. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Pudge, yeah, you're right.
We've
Get the
seen,
Pudge,
we
do
saw
Pudge.
Rasmus
Yeah.
last season, I think, play
Yeah,
Grim,
yeah,
I think.
absolutely. No,
Yeah,
Grim
yeah.
offlane's totally fine. And
They
it's
can
fine.
do lane, the Grim Pudge lane. Could work out.
Double
Give us
dismember.
some
10
Pudge,
seconds
baby.
remaining.
I want to see it.
I'm
I
just
wanna
telling
see
people at
5
home,
seconds
I am
remaining.
unironically saying to pick Pudge. I think it's so good here. It's the best save of the patch.
It's the Doom counter.
It's the best save, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, unless the demo mode is bugged, you eat someone, they're in you for as long as you want.
Yeah,
right? That's how I was looking in demo mode. Unless demo mode's broken, but you bite someone, they're in you for as long as you want to. As long as they want to stay in, of course, they can hop out at any time.
Radiant team ban.
What if they're doomed? Maybe they can't.
I don't know.
Maybe you're doomed inside the Pudge.
But then you're still the only there until like the doom ends, which is perfect.
And you're getting healed, dude.
Yeah, you are
You're
getting
being healed, yeah.
Pick the Pudge. Pudge or bust.
Dire team
The Hellbat Smashers here.
They banned perfectly for the Pudge.
They banned the troll.
Come on, baby.
Come on.
Come on.
They're not gonna do it.
Well, we still have the Slark in the pool.
True. It is pretty bad against Lush, though.
Okay.
They
That's
do have
true.
that going for them.
10
Yes.
seconds
Are there
remaining.
any more hard Pudge counter carries?
I mean, there's a lot.
Legion Commander.
Okay, they went for a
It's
save
a
at
save,
least,
but-
but it's like, I
That
mean,
is the less exciting save.
it's not Pudge.
It's
No.
not Pudge.
It-
Everything was looking so good.
I was thinking a save with some infinite scaling, you know, from the Pudge strength gain, but instead they picked the Legion, who has damage infinite scaling, so they went for the same idea.
Yeah, Legion's pretty cool now, right? It's a little bit of
5
spell
seconds
immunity.
remaining.
Yeah, they have a BKB piercing disable. There's actually so much in common between Legion and Pudge. They might as well just be the same hero.
Maybe they meant to pick Pudge, but they missed.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
We'll go,
misclicked.
yes.
They're definitely very close together on the pick screen.
L and P, they actually are. L and P, they're
A, B,
pretty.
C, D, P,
L is before P, dude.
O.
L and O P, dude.
Maybe in America.
Is there a different name?
Great.
You now
Juggernaut
select your hero.
picked up last year.
I don't know if I necessarily like that. They have
They
have Wraith King plus duel.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually like Hellbear Smashers better here.
Okay, that's good though.
Yeah.
I like their draft better. I think both teams have good win conditions. I think this is the most equal draft of all three. But I think
Oh, I was the wrong player, by the way. I meant not the 9 Lash. I meant Stormstormer Lash. I was on the wrong team.
we all knew what you
earlier.
meant.
I know. Still, though.
We just let it pass. Yeah.
Thank you.
It was
Much
nice.
appreciated.
Nice sound.
I was testing Owen if he'd correct you.
Yeah.
I was testing
did.
chat. Chat didn't notice.
Yeah, they
They definitely
Chat
noticed. They
noticed
definitely noticed.
everything.
Get these guys off my screen. They don't know what they're talking about.
I will soon get them off your screen. Don't worry. I'm on the ball. But I first want to I do kind of want to hear a little bit of their opinions on this draft. When you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. No, I don't know. I don't know. I think Jug's still good. I think Jug's still a solid carry. I know that they've got always looking down for the Blade Fury, but I still think the Jug will out carry this. I think the Wraith King that they've been doing three times in a row now has been read by Tundra, and Tundra's going to know how to play against it. And Jug's still good. Jug's still very nice.
Yeah, they've
So
got.
Tundra.
I'm gonna give it to Hellbear Smashers,
okay.
where Tundra's all in on bursting one guy,
Yep.
initial burst damage of the team fight, and they've got Wraith King, they've got the save from Legion. If they get an Aegis on the Lesh, I think their game plan's pretty straightforward. Just ride
I'm
the lane.
very happy that we got a split panel because, yeah, we wanted the best of both first 2 games. Let's see an epic ending to this series in Game 3 together with Kyle and Cap.
Don't do that, Cheever. Don't do that.
That's right.
Don't give in to Kyle, please.
She's not giving in to me, Cap. She's giving in to an inevitability. My name shall be first, but the question is which one of these teams will be first in this Division 1 Europe? Because only one team will have a win. The whole division, one team.
Yes, and will it finally be Legion Commander, a hero that's had a losing win rate in almost
Yet
every
your
single
failure
patch, dating
lives
all the
on.
way back to the introduction of Shrines. I think that was the last time she was really good, and she was real straight up broken. Is this the patch that she's finally brought back, Kyle?
We'll find out. Look at the circle. They all run into it. They know exactly what's up here. We'll see. The mid matchup can be a bit tough. Oh, they're running up the high ground. This could be very bad. Stormtrooper's like, guys, come here.
Okay, we're gonna use the
30
orb.
seconds to battle.
Check things out. Spot it.
Whoa.
Okay. Don't go up there.
You should
That's a
have
no-go
known
zone.
better.
We'll take the other side of the map. Thank you very much. We'll take those bounty runes. Smashers.
The Jug pick is interesting. Into the LC. I don't know if BSJ brought it up, but not the greatest laning matchup for a Jug. And throughout the game, a duel, a blade mail, you're kind of just dead.
The battle begins.
He did mention something about that. What do you think about the new shard from the Legion Commander? I feel like that's one of those things that I've seen Legion Commander support because
It
of
is
this.
wow. That is pretty sick, actually. Man, I can see the future sometimes, and I
Okay.
see Seb, I see OG, I see Ana with a lot of
Okay.
pressy attacks.
Okay. Thank you for that, Kyle.
No worries.
Mid matchup, Leshrac versus Puck. I think this time we've got a little bit more of a even matchup. I think bottom lane, we're already gonna go for some spinning. Rasmus, who's already gone his nuke level 1.
Yep.
It's a nice 2-man to start things off.
I'll be curious to see what build he goes for. I'm a huge fan of Max W on the Legion. I think you can get a second point in your queue, perhaps, but the real reason this hero is so strong, in my view, he has another bracer queued up. I hope it turns into a soul ring. Is that a level 3 W, you heal yourself by soul ringing. You get it for free, and you trade so effectively. Later on, you just jungle. Hit Jug in the face. He actually has to leave lane once you hit level 5, 6. But we'll see what he chooses to do.
Yeah, I feel like that's also the build that you use to beat Juggernaut anyway, right?
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to maximize your right-clicking power and sustain while he's spinning.
Exactly. The lightning changes on light. Oh well, the lightning changes on lightning. Yeah, that's what I just said. I'm off today. Bit rusty. It's been a while. Had a break. Point is, easier to play against the puck. You can't juke it as easily. I don't know if it's the build. I think you'll still see a lot of max eating.
Thank you, Script. Top lane, we're going to see our first blood, 33. Will be taken down by nice kill combo
Yeah.
there. Double stun lane. You get the skeletons out there with those double stuns. Oh, he's going to make that jump. He doesn't. Stormstormer is able to collect and refill his.
You got to be really careful. Stormstormer, he has a 35 move speed advantage, and Puck has 1 armor. So if you find yourself caught in the river, now 2, because he's just level 3, don't you dare write anything in that top right, you just kind of die to eat it. Can't outrun him, so you got to be really cautious orbing into the river. That is where mid-lesh thrives. At bottom, they're just stealing the pull. Top lane really feels like Tundra's been inspired by VP in a lot of their drafts. This Lion Doom off lane is one of their specials.
2-minute water runes have been seen. Now we're going to get the 3-minute bounties. And it feels like people just are not prioritizing the bounties as much since they kind of got nerfed. Rasmus did go for the double bracer.
It's not bad. The health regen's quite nice. You have so much sustain in this lane, and even without spamming W, you just kind of click Jug in the face, although that wasn't ideal.
Not clicking him in the face right now. It's going to pop the healing salve and swap out those bracers. So efficiency in his bracer usage. Bracer was just not a good item last patch, so I am curious if an extra 0.25 regen is really going to make that much of a difference.
Yeah, I think Falcon Blade might have been another option. I prioritize mana regen a lot more on the LC, especially since you can just turn it into health. Don't need that HP regen.
Uh-oh. He's got 10 magic wand charges, so he may actually be able to live through this, no problem. Tofu's actually going to turn around, get a lot of damage on a Snake here. Can he actually kill him? Turn around, impale. Needs a little bit more, but I don't think he has anything left. He doesn't have the mana for his nuke. He will manage to get away, though.
Wow, Thunderclap, that is... Oh, I forgot, yeah, they changed the Devour leveling factor, so it used to be 3, 4, 5, 6, now it's 4, 5, 6, 6, so... That's level 3, you suddenly have that creep. Then we'll see it more in the offlane after that. I did not realize that had been updated.
Yeah.
So more bonus gold.
They took away the regen factor, but they gave him more base armor in return. I think it was a lot of base armor they gave him.
Yeah.
Skater is getting a little low here. Handed to Tango, drops the healing ward. Rasmus 21 and 3 is actually ahead of the Juggernaut in lane. So doing very nicely for himself. Fada, what are you doing? Just blocking this camp, it looks like.
Yeah, raindrop picked up by 9, but not super effective because level 1 lightning storm just takes that off. So
Radiant's top tower
you know,
is under
juking
attack.
the 90 damage, I guess it's something, but it's very easy to burn off the charges. If you die, it would be to the edict. That's my concern. Fada coming in. Just hit 6 on Puck. Very dangerous.
Yep, they're gonna go for it. Fada, he represents damage. They need it to be able to finish off this flash track in time.
They barely do. 9 survives because of the raindrop.
Really surprising. Like, I don't like that TP from Rasmus. Yeah, sure, you get a last hit, but you didn't have mana anyway, and you could be pressuring Skeeter with your Rubik down bottom instead.
Base armor increased from 0 to 3. You know, I was gonna say 3, but I was like,
That's a lot. Oh my god.
33 in trouble the top lane. Been hit by all their nukes, and it is just barely enough to be able to get the kill. Now they're actually gonna look at snaking here because guess what? Bounty runes are up, so if they could have killed the lion, maybe they could have collected his bounty runes, but not the case here.
Oh, yeah, well, Stormstormer just got a haste.
Okay,
so.
never mind. Stormstorm.
Hello.
Running down. Hey. How's it going? Just gonna use the rest of the Diabolic Edict. Pressure the tower a little bit.
Take the rune. You saw it. Stormstormer, the rune.
The rune.
The runes.
Don't forget about
Don't
the rune.
Oh no.
how many runes are there spawning at 6 minutes, Kyle?
2 runes. 3 runes, Cap. 3 runes, Cap.
Yep, yep. That's the
Trick
thing.
question. I see what you mean.
That it gets tricky out here. This is not on you. It's on everybody. We all gotta test each other. I always ask my teammates, does everybody know their multiples of 3s? Because, you know, 5, 10,
I know my
15, 20,
timetables.
that's easy. But when you get into 3, 6, 9, 12, sometimes people have a hard time with that.
There was a lot of things you learned in school that just feel absolutely worthless now. Cursive, number 1.
Sure.
Times tables. How to multiply every number below 10 by its, by something else below 10.
Wait,
How is that
isn't
helpful?
useful? I feel like I multiply numbers underneath 10 quite often.
Not enough to have to memorize the grid. There were also much.
Oh, that was
Skeleton,
cute.
yeah.
Tofu using the ink swell on the skeleton, which was in range, while the Wraith King himself was not. So
There's also way fewer puzzles
bottom
involving
lane.
jugs of water.
Okay. Jugs of water.
But you have a 5-gallon jug and a 3-gallon jug,
Yeah.
and you need 4 gallons, but you can only fill them up all the way, or pour water into, like, trade water,
Okay.
That's it.
Dire's middle tower
There's
is
fewer
under
of those.
attack.
That's what I spent my childhood learning, and instead, I gotta know that Doom's base armor is increased by 3. That's
All right, so what's
that's
8
the
times
count.
7?
48.
Thank you for that one, Scriff. That question was from Scriff. That's why I asked it.
56.
Coil on the mid lane. Stormstormer will break it instantly to try and get out, but there is. Oh my god! Rasmus with the big boy nuke. Is that 4 heroes? Man, that almost killed the lion.
Radiant's top
I
tower
am not
is
a
under
fan of
attack.
Rasmus's build, though. This spooks me a bit. The way he's played this game, I've seen this LC in the
Okay.
past.
Yeah.
It falls off. I would love. You just need that mana regen.
Yeah.
A Soul Ring, Falcon Blade, something that allows you to spend more spells. And the max Q with no mana regen doesn't ever seem to pay off. If you want to go this style, I think he has to be sticking in lane. He has to be putting more points in the EW and smacking Jug in the face, but he's already a bit behind and then rushing late now. It just feels like he's going to be very reliant on his Wraith King Latch to carry this game,
Well,
which I guess is fun.
as our observer was pointing out, maybe he will be bailed out slightly by his neutral item.
True.
He does have the Ocean Heart, so if he's standing in the river, he's got a good amount of regen. I think it's 5 mana regen.
It is?
Standing in river. It's pretty insane.
Stand in the river.
Stand in the river.
The river.
Stand in the river. There you go.
No, Rat.
No, too far.
Oh, Rasmus. So he's captaining, all right? He's got a lot more in his mind.
Okay.
We have the benefit of no fog of war and absolutely really nothing to do but talk about whatever we feel. And yeah, this Doom offlane, this is the real deal. 3 armor is insane. The Devour chain is nuts, and he's legitimately minusing a creep every 70 seconds. More than minusing a creep, actually. 70 seconds plus 240 gold bonus. That is absurd.
All right. That Doom, big boy meta now. That's what Kyle's saying.
He's rushing the Solar Crest post-phase boots. I love it. Gilger has rocket stolen from Fada.
Why do you love it? Oh, hold it. Foil? They, really gonna do something? We are gonna do something here. Rasmus runs out of the coil, but it's a little bit too late for that. He gets fingered. Maybe 9. Oh, that silence just could not come quick enough. 9's gonna be able to deal with that. Snaking is still gonna be run down potentially here. Stormstormer got blocked in by one of the creeps. He's still gonna be able to get close enough though to be able to get that kill. Unfortunately, the Juggernaut's here now and he gets Omni Slash. So a worthy trade, I would say, for Tundra, as they are very happy with the first
Radiant's
rotation
top
from
tower
Skeeter.
is under
Most
attack.
definitely. And
Dire's
they get the
middle
tower,
tower is
but
under attack.
altogether, I'm telling you, man, I'm real spooked about this offlane disparity. You're gonna have such a fat Doom, and meanwhile, that's a level 6 LC with no farming mechanic.
Radiant's top tower
This
under
is
attack.
grim. I've been here before, and he's gonna continue to fall off. Whereas I'd expect 3-3 to rapidly catch the Leshrac in net worth, and then eventually maybe even find himself on the top of the scoreboard.
Yeah, and this is, again, just a little context for this. This may be the start of the season, but a matchup like this is very much a must-win for both of these teams.
Oh, yeah.
Tundra, who ended up in that 3-way tiebreaker, ultimately ended up getting 5th.
Radiant
And
structures
this
are
season, we
fortified.
have a more powerful, presumably, OG, now that they picked up
Dire's
Anna,
middle
and
tower is under
Enigma
attack.
that may be revitalized by ILTW. So, this, you know, if you don't want to be bottom 2, you really got to get this victory against one of the teams that
Radiant's bottom
worked
tower
top
is
4 last season.
Dire's
Pretty much.
top tower
Not to
is
say
under
that you
attack.
can't take a game off those top
Dire's
teams, but
structures are
you know,
fortified.
You got to win the full best of 3 in order to get your points, right?
Yeah.
So,
this is damn close to must win. It does feel. So far, let's see.
Radiant's
Yule's
bottom
on
tower
Stormstormer
is
looking to
under
push
attack.
bottom now with the assistance of Ace,
Dire's
who's
top
closing in on the
tower
Radiance.
is under attack.
3-3 suddenly second place in net worth. Passes by Skeeter, no problem. Is generating gold, has the Solar Crest complete, it looks.
Bada takes a wrong turn into a right one. That last turn being a U-turn. Now he knows there's a very likely a ward on this high ground. Very common at this point. Dire wants to be able to control the enemy Radiant jungle. Kilger's going to use a short little hop, but he's still going to be caught by the coil here. Ace is going to take this opportunity to go for the bite. See if he can get a swift execution on his thinking. They manage to catch a bolt inside of that grab. The soul bind limits and will allow Ace to be able to run down Snaking pretty easily, though. 9 is going to look to be able to run down the supports himself. The silence, the Phantom, still catches up to 9. He actually pops the illusion to be able to get rid of it real quickly. Fada, meanwhile, the raindrop is not going to save from Stormer, though. The rest of the team is in pursuit here. They may not have the coil, but they do still have Omni Slash. Not going to go for it, though. The second life still available from Ace. He proves to be too tanky to deal with.
So we're gonna grab the rune. All that while Kilger respawn went top. Battle Fury soon to be completed on the Juggernaut. Both
Yeah,
carries
soon to be
fine.
completed. He just got it delayed, Kyle. He had it. It was complete. And
Yeah, I know.
Courier got sniped.
He'll have it soon though.
Yeah.
It's delayed.
Well, you go from a 13-minute Battle Fury to a 15-minute battle? Oh.
Let's feel grim. There's a blade mail finish on Rasmus, but how do you get someone to duel you? Do you really want to duel anybody right now? You are not feeling very powerful.
No, he's not.
And the healing ward to sustain also going to be a threat. Snaking has ult ready. He'd love to use it on somebody.
Yeah? Who does he want to use it on? Joker? Seems like a pretty good target.
Which blade? Yep.
Does he use it?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it necessary? I don't think so. Snake King, he says, you know, it's
That's
not
trigger
about the
discipline.
stacks. It's about having the spell available. It's about the threat, Kyle.
It is.
The threat of the black hole, I mean finger.
It's easy to confuse those. Relic picked up by Ace. He'll have Radiance soon. 15 minutes. What's that mean? How many runes?
There are 2 bounty runes right now.
That's correct.
What do you hold it? He was trying to put his hand in front of me so I couldn't see, but like, it doesn't do anything, Kyle. I can't see the entirety of the map.
It's a 2-stage test.
Oh.
It's a distraction. Watch this
It
hand.
was very distracting. I was wondering what you were doing.
We keep casting together, Cap. You're gonna think that more often than not. Okay, what is that? Bloodstone? Yeah, Kai and for Smash. For
Who?
Storm
What?
Stormer. What the?
Who's building what?
He doesn't play the game. Look, we're going.
Bear Smashers player, mid player, Stormer is building a Kaya into a Bloodstone into a BKB. Is that what you
Yes.
to say?
Yes.
Veil of the Discord.
I would have preferred to see him actually get the Bloodstone or the Kaya
Radiant
first,
are
just for
scanning.
scalability. The Yule setup isn't super strong against heroes like Jug and Puck. Okay.
Like instant disables like Lion. Yeah. You, somebody else needs in there to intercept Tofu. He's going to be doing that here alongside Gilbert. Finally, the finger is used and he gets the charge up.
I just think that it's similar to the concern I have with Rasmus, is that these are items that don't really help you scale. You know, not even finishing the arcane boots. Yule's,
Right.
sure, but maybe arcanes first, just so you know, both of these heroes turn mana into damage. Creep kills, hero kills. And when you go for these active abilities on you, Blade Mail and Yule's, well, if you're not using them on enemies, they're being wasted. Well, they're being inefficient.
Okay.
Say.
But what about the fact that, do you think they are trying to in some way guard against some of this early game because their Wraith King is farming so well?
Yeah.
Like this guy has total free farm across the map. He's already hit 10,000 net worth in 17 minutes. He's got Armless Radiance.
I think it's deceiving, Cap. I think it feels like you're doing great, but I point to 3-3. I don't think they realize just how farmed this Doom is going to be. He's going to have Solar Crest BKB pre-20 minutes, and it only gets worse. Level 15, you don't get that talent that increases the gold generated by Doom, because you don't need it. Icefork said there's too much on your queue already. But it's going to keep churning, keep tick-tocking his way up the net worth. Puck also very nice against Leshrac later in the game. He's just going to pop bags, coil Lesh. Now what? You're going to get ran up by a Juggernaut who, sure, he's behind, but he is a Battle Fury. He's going to start scaling rapidly.
Going back to that 15 talent,
Yes.
do you think he's going to go Devour Ancients or... I'll be
not
honest,
sure.
I find Doom kind of a boring hero, so I wasn't scouting what pro players were doing with Doom right now, you know?
Why do you sound so smug about it? How elitist was that? I look
There's
down on
there's
the
a lot of
Doom
heroes
players.
that people are doing interesting things. I just didn't care about Doom. He's you know, he's got like a built-in Midas for offlane. He's a farming offlaner. Whatever.
Not for you.
No.
And not really the NA style. I know your big role model is Jenkins. He's not doing that. Yeah, that's actually.
Oh,
hang on, because
you misunderstand. That the role model, the situation goes the other way.
Yeah, well, just funny because
middle
Green
tower
Room. What
is
were we
under
testing
attack.
pre-match? I'm getting pitched by you and Owen on offlane punch because you can eat people from 800 units
I
away.
was not saying that.
That's, you were sitting there saying, Kyle, check this out.
No, I didn't say that. What?
All right.
I can't tell if you're like.
It might have
lying
been
to
BSJ.
Wolfie.
It might have been BSJ.
You
You guys know like the same
All right, well, they're going to take away the first line of the radio. No, they're not. Rasmus comes in, gives him a little bumper. Rasmus going to go back in with the blade. Here's going to go the double telekinesis is going to stall things, but they're going to chase down Smashers. They thought that was going to be the opportunity, a big duel win, but all the damage, it wasn't there. They weren't there fast enough, and 9 with a big interception. Grabbed all those heroes with the silent.
Rasmus didn't blade mail before the duel.
That's not good either. You do need that, yeah.
That's right. But this is the problem. Yeah, Wraith King is farmed, but you're not strong with armlet ranges. Like, you need more. And there's 3 cores on the enemy side that all feel very powerful. In addition, there's 2 cores, the gyro and the lion. So much magic damage. And you have no BKBs.
Tofu's dead. Once he get burned out of his nose, he already used his reincarnation a long time ago.
And just like that, it feels like LC and Leshrac are no longer in this game.
Yeah.
And yeah, I actually really dig the support duo. I mean, these gyro lines, they have so many active abilities. There is so much stun and damage output they represent. And then you catch somebody off here like Joker, he just dies. 9 is beyond godlike. We talked about his stank phase post game 2. He is bringing it right now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He is very much in the zone.
Mm-hmm. Now they've got that BKB for the Doom. Yeah, I see what you're saying, though. I think like one of the problems with Gyrocopter 5 is that it doesn't bring enough disables, and they're not instant disables. But Lion, he covers that. He has 2 different disables, and one of them's instant. Unfortunately, our aforementioned Gyrocopter was a little out of position here, and now it's probably going to cost Snaking his life as well. Is this going to be the first successful duel from Rasmus?
Don't think so.
He is not. Oh, no, he did a second successful duel of Rasmus. Unfortunately, he didn't level it up in time.
Oh man, he also
He got level it up in time. He could have had 30 damage instead of 20.
I'm gonna WhatsApp him later because he also went for the strength talent instead of the mana regen. I'm telling you, LC to be able to farm you have to be able to use your spells, and he can't because he just does not have the mana.
Bottom tower is under attack.
You tell him, pal.
He's not gonna listen to me. Although I don't have the best track record. In fact, when he was on EG, Phil and Bulba, after a long breakfast conversation where I sold him on picking Underlord for Sumail offlane, they actually banned him from talking about Dota with me.
Is under attack.
I think the quote was, "We've had enough of these goddamn Kyle ideas. Stop that misery. Stop."
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, it was a DAC or the Super Major way back in like 2018. Good times, good land.
I mean, that's one thing to like, you know, somebody just have bad ideas, but yours were so insidiously bad that people needed like you were some sort of like siren, some sort of banshee. People needed to cover up their ears when you're around.
That team had its own problems, okay? Fear was mid, Sumail was off lane, all right? There were other issues.
Okay. Here comes the missile.
Aegis up, man. We're just gonna push though. They have so much sustain and healing work.
People really like this shard on Wraithing.
Yeah. And the skeleton though. But they don't get the talent.
I guess
for it.
maybe this Lion just sucks away too much mana. I never really thought like that was a problem before, but I guess 120 mana a second.
Well, there was the nerf to the ulti mana cost, right? It's 108 now, so it's a bit tough to manage.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't think about
Radiant
that.
are
That is a hefty mo. Oh, blink for blink. Thinking. Gets away. Playing around this high ground. Tundra opting not to pursue, but they could if they want to. They still have this Aegis for another minute 20. Rasmus, oh, he was looking for that duel, but again, not quite finding the opportunity, and still they're trying to force this. There's just 50 seconds left on the clock for this Aegis. I have to wonder if they somehow like got the timer wrong.
I don't think so. I think they're just chilling. I mean, they have Doom printing cash.
No, I mean that initiation from Rasmus. Oh. If you think about it, he was looking for a duel on somebody whose Aegis is going to run out very soon.
That is actually a pretty good point.
And he was literally going at the minute marker. Misery coil. He's stuck inside this coil. He's going to help him out. He blinks in right to the center. Oh, he's getting disabled so many times. Stormstormer with a nice two-man stun. And Fauna does go down. Rasmus dropping a little bit low, but he still wants to be there for Ace. Unfortunately for them, Tundra are so fast. They are all getting out of there. And look at that little wiggle the Aegis does. It's telling you it's timing out. That's adorable. Good job. I like that. It's a nice touch.
I like how 3-3 has just kept this Ice Ogre the entire game, just plus armoring everybody. There's a ton of physical damage on the Hellbear Smasher side, so has the BKB on top. This guy is huge, printing money faster than the US government. With that, Doom, Scotty soon to be complete level 20 as well on Skeeter. Went for the Blade Fury DPS. I think it's pretty solid here. You just spin on top of Lesh. It's gonna feel the pain.
He's gonna have. Wonder if he's thinking about going back to the shard at some point in time. 33, they're gonna try and blow him up, and they will be successful, even if it's not the dual damage. Honestly, at this point, that is my problem with the Legion Commander. So often, the dual damage just becomes inconsequential because you are just a one-man initiation bot. That's all you are.
I just, again, it's the... I'm not going to twist the knife.
I'm not sure. I feel like I'm reading Scrift's mind right now. He said it's a one-man initiation bot. He's saying it's a two-man initiation bot this game.
It's true.
Yeah?
Grimstroke ult. Haven't seen one of those. And also love that 9 went for the BKB. The Spell Amp talent. Typically you see the phase shift attack. That's what he went last game. But quite nice. How do you only duel is really your answer now. If he gets a good coil off, he just initiates on the back line. They have nothing for him. And ooh, again, they were thinking about going for Skeeter.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
9 TPing back. I want to fight this.
Certainly do.
Ooh, 27 minutes approaching, Cap. What's that mean?
I can, we got bounties coming up. I can see Tofu is gonna go the shard, right? And that now buffs up your Inkswell to do even more. And then on top of that, it heals that target for 50% of the damage that it does. So if you actually get the right kind of initiation with your duel, with the Inkswell on it, and you actually survive long enough, you're gonna do more damage on that explosion, and you're actually gonna heal up.
It is also pretty sick against Puck, right? Because it's a strong dispel. So if you run out of the coil while Inkswell, you'll be cleansed at the end of it. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
And the strong dispel would remove Doom too, right, Cap?
good try though. He's gonna try and focus on Puck right now, but the initiation, it's spoiled by this coil. 2 minutes ago, okay, he just spent away dual damage to both of them. That's not good.
Oh no.
He just gave away 40 damage. Ace is working on offline toggles, but it's running out of views. He is put in the dirt and stays there this time. A buyback from Rasmus. That's going to be...
Don't do any damage, Cap. Like, they just all die. And Puck Doom, pop BKBs, Jug spins. And it's like, oh, wait, you can't actually run before.
Oh, and they still had Doom too. So Stormer, he was going for a desperate side lane split push. He's caught as well. This is just a total disaster here, Kyle. We're gonna watch that disaster again. Look at 9. I think 9 has been brilliant. He completely ignores and goes straight to the back line. No dual initiation. As a result, this panicky duel that comes out with a soul bind.
He also, that Witchblade is doing so much damage. These supports, 121 intelligence. So it's 3 ticks of about of 121 damage. I mean, that's it. Roche is up. Yeah, this is just Rex.
Not looking great, boys.
I can't read lips, but I think it was something along the lines of, "Damn, boys, we're in trouble."
Yeah. All right, shard time. Who gets it, Kyle? Who gets it?
You give it to Skeeter here, right? Because he already has the talent for the Blade Flurry.
Get that Blade Fury.
Blade Fury. There it is. It's too good. Way too good.
Very good. Indeed, Rasmus.
He even has the Nether Shawl. That's sick. His spin is going to do so much.
No. God, what do they call it? They called it something. When you're playing Puck and you get the psychic headband. It's the coil snapper.
Yeah.
It's the snapper. That's what he called it. The snapper. When you play puck and you manage to get the psychic headband, and you've got a way to be able to try and break the coil on
Dire's
somebody.
top tower
That's a sick
is under
item here too,
attack.
especially with the Witchblade. It's more bonus intelligence too, 4% more after the patch, so
Much more.
very solid on a puck. Probably the best, best item I'd say for puck actually, tier 3.
Yeah. Zooming on in. Tundra smoked up. Give a damn about no tier 1 towers. Tofu. Pretty smart idea, but 33 says, do you think I care about BKB charges?
For more inferno.
Uh-oh. Ace?
Uh-oh,
so much damage.
indeed. He does not have BKB to get out of here. They're going to try and turn this, and it's going to be a mess. They do manage to hit it to man, but there's no follow-up to Stables 9. Quickly pops that cheese, and now it's going to be able to get the coil, stopping this TP out. Stormer may actually get a kill here on the bottom. Oh, he's got the last secondary earthquake strikes the ground, stunning people.
Oh man, that's like that's very much a desperation item. It feels like he has Bloodstone Yules, and it's like, no, I know the triple stun. They'll never see that coming.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know, man. You just don't have damage, but more importantly, it's that Tundra have 3 cores that are not really targetable. 3.4k HP on the Jug, and a spin. BKB Doom, BKB Pick, a BKB Puck. A Shiva's on the Doom. He's now outpacing the Wraith King in farm. I think you touched on it. Hellbear Smashers were playing this game earlier on as if they were ahead. They felt confident. Ace is huge, but I really just think they neglected how well the entire draft of Tundra would scale, specifically their 3 cores in comparison to the Hellbear Smashers.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower
Watch
has
this
fallen.
fight again where they were kind of forced into a desperate move to make a fight 2 versus 5, essentially. Just because the Wraith King had been caught. And very obviously, it doesn't go well for them. Making the rest of Tundra feel this series feels like it's coming to a close here, but they have to actually be able to steal the kill by going high ground here. The Omni Slash, or rather the Swift Slash, is going to go off. There's going to be the first life. There goes the Omni Slash on the Ace. His second life is ruined. Does have a buyback, but I don't think that Hellbear Smashers can really stop this high ground push. There's a lot of low health heroes. Svada does end up going down with the puck. Gilger doing a really good job with this stolen orb that he has, playing in and out of the team fight, but he's the only one. Hell, Hellbear Smashers aren't even buying back, Kyle. Gilger's like trying to do what he can. He's gonna buy back solo. He's like, guys,
All but Rasmus have buybacks.
the game's not over yet, boys.
Yeah. This is where you ask me, Cap, Kyle, how do they get into them? What's their move? And I quote Lacoste and I say, well, that's easy. Enter G, space G, enter once again. Because at this point, admirable, you don't want to give up Tofu. Really long-range drain.
Yeah.
Dire's middle
But-
tower is under attack.
I don't know how effective that'll be.
Look at him go.
If that was like a Palpatine-esque drain where you were getting life force and power to, I don't know. Actually, now I'm going to just get mad and think about how the power level of the Force was completely ruined thanks to the final Star Wars movie. It's okay, though. I'm sure they'll never reboot that franchise again.
It always comes back to Star Wars.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Am I wrong, Cut?
There's others.
I'm glad it's complete for fun.
I really
It's
wanna
just
go-
getting the most luxurious support item pickups now.
Really want to. 10 years I've been waiting. Guess what I've been waiting for?
What have you been
The winds of winter, Cap. Thankfully, Sweden's a lot warmer. It was light out here till like 8, 9 p.m.
Yeah,
It's hail.
spring in Sweden. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
Smashers, it's over Tundra. We have the high ground.
I don't know if that'll cut it. They don't have the Aegis anymore on Skeeter, but he's just buying like new luxury items. He's like, hey guys, I got a Swift Blade coming up. I'm not farmed enough. 3-3, same deal. He's like, well, I have the Shiva. I guess I get an AC now.
Sure. Might as well.
And yeah, I mean, this is the thing. You can even see, look at Ace's item progression, right? He had Armlet Radiance at what, like 15, 16, 17 minutes?
Yeah.
In the last 20, he's picked up a Blink. Like, it just didn't really affect the state of the game.
He's going fine now. Way out in front of his team. And Smashers are going to...
Yeah, you look at Rasmus's items, it never looks good. You're fully slotted, but it looks like a collection. You know, Windlace Bracer, Plate Mail, Boots, Blink, Blade Mail. None of these items really seem that threatening. And they just don't provide that stat scale power either. Okay? That's a pretty long range on that spell. That was interesting. They're just cleaning up.
Yeah. Bear Smashers, they showed such great promise in game 1. Sadly, for them anyway, Tundra seems to have gotten things together. Here it comes. Splitter, it's growing. It's growing. Okay, let's see how maybe they can make a fight out of this. The house with slash use Rasmus. Wow, to get away. That's Scotty. Slowing him down so much. Stormstormer, he's not going to get back to the pound either.
They just hasn't needed to use Duke. They died too fast. And yeah, they're
getting all the time.
I mean, just well played. Nice comeback. Don't want to take anything with them. They look good. But I think Tundra realized, you know, let's not go for the gimmicks. They tried that 9 Beast Master. I think he looks a lot better on heroes that can kill enemies, and you can see the focus, the determination